Join us as we dive deep into the secrets revealed by the fallen angels to Enoch. Are you ready to discover the truth they never wanted you to know? Long before the Great Flood, before the rise of empires and the birth of nations, there was a time of darkness when beings from the heavens descended upon the earth. These were not mere men, nor were they gods. They were the Watchers, angels sent to guide humanity. But their mission went terribly wrong. Consumed by desire, they abandoned their divine purpose, and their actions would lead to untold chaos. What did the ancient prophet Enoch see? What secrets did he uncover in his journey beyond the earthly realm? And how did the betrayal of these celestial beings change the course of human history forever? In this series, we delve into the Book of Enoch, a hidden text filled with mysteries of the fallen angels, forbidden knowledge, and a cosmic war that altered the fate of mankind. As Enoch lay resting in his bed, deep in slumber, a sudden and extraordinary presence enveloped him. Two remarkable figures materialized beside him, beings far greater than any man he had ever encountered on earth. Their faces radiated with a brightness that outshone the sun, and their eyes burned with the intensity of blazing lamps. From their mouths, fire seemed to emanate, illuminating the space around them. Their garments shimmered like delicate feathers, and their arms were adorned with golden wings that glowed brilliantly at his bedside. With a soft voice, they called out to him, "Enoch, Enoch." Startled awake, Enoch's eyes widened in astonishment. The celestial beings spoke with gentle reassurance. "Be of good cheer, Enoch, and do not be afraid. The everlasting God has sent us to you, and today you shall ascend with us into the heavens." In an instant, they lifted him, placing him upon their magnificent wings. Together, they soared above the earth, carried by the clouds. Higher and higher they ascended, past the boundaries of the atmosphere and into the realm of the ether, until they reached the first heaven. It was there that the Elohim unveiled profound mysteries, revealing both human and divine secrets. Enoch learned of the moment when the angels had fallen from grace. As humanity flourished and multiplied, many beautiful daughters emerged among them. The angels, the children of heaven, gazed upon these women and were filled with desire. They whispered among themselves, "Let's choose wives from among the daughters of men and have children with them." Yet Semjaza, their leader, hesitated, voicing his concerns. "I'm afraid you won't all follow through with this plan, and I alone will bear the great punishment for this sin." But the others, driven by their desires, responded with determination. "Let's swear an oath together and bind ourselves to this plan, so no one can back out." With that, they swore a solemn promise, uniting in their resolve. There were 200 angels in total, and they descended to earth during the days of Jared, landing on the summit of Mount Hermon. They named it Mount Hermon, a testament to their oath made in that sacred place. Among them were notable leaders: Semjaza, their chief, Arakiba, Ramael, Kokabiel, Tamiel, Ramiel, Danel, Ezekiel, Barakijal, Asael, Armaros, Batarel, Ananel, Zakiel, Samsapel, Satarel, Turel, Jomjael, and Sariel. These captains each commanded groups of 10, and together they took wives from among the women of earth. Each angel chose one, entering into unions that defiled themselves and the women. In their newfound relationships, the angels imparted their forbidden knowledge. They taught the women magic spells, charms, and root cutting, revealing the secrets of plants. Consequently, the women became pregnant and gave birth to colossal giants whose heights reached astonishing lengths, towering thousands of feet above the earth. Thus, the world witnessed the emergence of these mighty beings, the offspring of both divine and earthly unions, forever altering the course of humanity. The giants, born of unholy unions, consumed all of humanity's resources. As the people struggled to meet their insatiable demands, the giants turned against their creators, beginning to devour humanity itself. Their depravity knew no bounds. They sinned against birds, beasts, reptiles, and fish, and soon descended to the depths of savagery, feasting upon each other's flesh and drinking blood. The earth cried out in anguish, bearing witness to the actions of these lawless beings. Azazel, in his wickedness, taught humanity the art of crafting weapons, swords, knives, shields, and breastplates. He revealed the secrets of metals, sharing knowledge of their manipulation, and introduced the crafting of bracelets, ornaments, and the use of antimony. Moreover, he taught the art of enhancing beauty with cosmetics, the value of precious stones, and the rich palette of dyes. As wickedness spread like wildfire, people succumbed to sin, indulging in fornication and becoming utterly corrupt in their ways. Semjaza imparted the knowledge of enchantments and root-cutting. Armaros taught the means to undo spells. Barakijal shared the secrets of astrology. Kokabel revealed the mysteries of the constellations. Ezekiel disclosed the knowledge of clouds. Arakiel explained the signs of the earth. Shamsiel unveiled the signs of the sun. And Sariel taught the paths of the moon. As humanity spiraled deeper into corruption, their cries of suffering rose like smoke, reaching up to the heavens. Observing the chaos from above, the archangels Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down with heavy hearts. What they witnessed was a scene of utter devastation. Blood flowed freely across the earth, and lawlessness spread like a relentless plague. In despair, they turned to one another, lamenting, "The earth, once peaceful and uninhabited, now cries out with the voices of the suffering. Their cries have reached the very gates of heaven, pleading for justice." The souls of humanity, desperate and tormented, pleaded with the holy ones in heaven, urging, "Please, take our case before the Most High." The angels, in deep anguish, spoke to the Lord, saying, "O Lord of lords, God above all gods, King of kings, your glorious throne has stood for all generations, and your name is holy and blessed forever. You are the creator of all, and everything exists under your control. Nothing can be hidden from you. You see all. You witness the deeds of Azazel, how he has plunged the world into darkness, teaching humanity forbidden knowledge, secrets that were meant to remain in heaven. And Semjaza, who was granted authority over his followers, has led them to earth. They have taken human women for themselves, defiling them, and through their transgressions, these women have birthed giants. Now the earth is soaked in blood and filled with evil. The souls of the dead cry out to heaven, their sorrowful voices ringing out in a plea for justice for the terrible wrongs being committed on earth. And you, Lord, you know everything before it happens. In the midst of their anguish, the angels cried out, "You see this devastation, but we do not understand why you allow it. You have not given us guidance on what to do." At that moment, the Most High, the Holy and Great One, finally responded. His voice resounded like thunder, filled with authority and power. He commanded Uriel, saying, "Go to Noah, the son of Lamech. Tell him in my name, hide yourself, for the end is near. The entire earth is on the brink of destruction by a great flood. Everything will be wiped out. Convey this message to him so that he may escape, and his descendants may survive to carry on the generations of the world." Turning to Raphael, the Lord issued another command. "Go, seek out Azazel, bind his hands and feet, and cast him into the darkness, into the desolate desert of Dudael. Dig a deep pit and throw him inside, covering him with jagged rocks. Let him remain there, buried in darkness, never to see the light again. He will stay there forever, and on the day of final judgment he will be cast into the eternal fire. But for now, heal the earth. Cleanse it from the corruption wrought by the angels. Proclaim the healing of the land, so that not all humanity will perish from the secrets the Watchers revealed. The whole earth has been ruined by what Azazel has taught, so let him bear the weight of all sin." Then the Lord spoke to Gabriel with a weighty command, "Go forth against the unholy offspring, the rebellious and corrupt. Destroy the children born from sin, the progeny of the fallen Watchers. Set them against one another, let them battle and wipe each other out, for their days are numbered, and they shall not live long." He continued, "As for their fathers, the Watchers, let no pleas they make on behalf of their children be heard. They had hoped for eternal life, believing their offspring might endure for 500 years, but their hopes will be shattered." Next, the Lord turned to Michael and said, "Bind Semjaza and his companions, those who have tainted themselves by uniting with women and defiling their purity. When they witness their sons killing each other and see the destruction of those they love, bind them tightly in the depths of the earth. They will remain imprisoned for 70 generations until the final judgment, until the day of reckoning that will last forever. On that day, they will be cast into the fiery abyss, into torment and eternal imprisonment, never to be free. Anyone condemned to destruction will be bound with them, sharing their fate for all generations to come." "Cleanse the spirits of the corrupt and the children of the Watchers," the Lord commanded, "for they have wronged humanity. Let all wickedness be wiped away from the face of the earth, allowing righteousness and truth to take root. Let it be a blessing, a new beginning, where justice and joy will flourish forever. The Lord promised, 'The righteous will endure, thrive, and live long enough to have thousands of descendants. They will live in peace from their youth to their old age, free from fear and sorrow. The earth will be tended with righteousness, flourishing with trees and overflowing with blessings. The most desirable trees will blanket the land, vines will yield an abundance of wine, and the seeds sown in the ground will yield 1,000-fold. Even a small measure of olives will produce 10 presses of oil. Cleanse the earth from all oppression, from every form of evil, sin, and godlessness. Wipe away the filth that has tainted it. Then all the children of humanity will become righteous. Every nation will adore and praise me, and all will worship. The earth will be purified from all defilement, sin, punishment, and torment. Never again will I send such suffering upon the earth, from generation to generation, forevermore. In those days I shall open the heavenly storehouses of blessings and rain them down upon the land, rewarding the labor and toil of humanity. Truth and peace will walk hand in hand, enduring throughout all the days of the world and across every generation of humankind." Before these events unfolded, Enoch had vanished, hidden away from humanity. No one knew where he had gone or what had become of him. Enoch's life was intricately intertwined with the Watchers, and he spent his days among the holy ones. He, Enoch, blessed the Lord of Majesty, the King of all ages. Then the Watchers summoned him, calling out, "Enoch, you scribe of righteousness, go and deliver this message to the Watchers of heaven, those who abandoned their holy and eternal dwelling, who defiled themselves by uniting with women and behaved like the children of earth. You have brought great destruction to the world. You will find no peace nor forgiveness for your sins. Though you cherish your children, you will witness their violent deaths. You will cry out and lament over their destruction for all eternity, but peace and mercy will never be yours." With a firm and resolute voice, Enoch approached Azazel, the fallen one, and declared, "Azazel, you shall know no peace. A harsh and unyielding sentence has already been passed against you, and you will be bound by it for eternity. You will find no mercy, no request will be granted to you. All this is due to the wickedness you have taught mankind, the ungodly ways and sinful acts you revealed to them. Gathering all the fallen watchers, Enoch spoke to them in unison. A deep fear gripped their hearts, and they trembled, overwhelmed by terror. Desperate, they pleaded with Enoch, asking him to write a petition for them, to beg for forgiveness on their behalf. They hoped he could present their plea before the Lord of Heaven, for they could no longer lift their faces to the heavens in shame, unable to speak to him after being condemned for their sins. Their guilt weighed down on them like heavy chains. So, Enoch complied with their request. He carefully wrote their plea for forgiveness, meticulously recording each of their spirit's desires and their deeds, imploring for mercy and an extension of their days. Afterward, Enoch journeyed to the waters of Dan, located in the land of Dan, to the south and west of Mount Hermon. There, by the water's edge, he read their petition aloud, pouring out their sorrow until exhaustion overcame him, and he fell asleep. As Enoch slept, visions descended upon him like a crashing wave, vivid and filled with the weight of judgment. A voice echoed through his dream, commanding him to deliver a message to the sons of heaven and rebuke them for their actions. When Enoch awoke, he returned to the watchers, who were gathered in sorrow at a place called Abel-Jael, nestled between the mountains of Lebanon and Seneser. Their faces were hidden in grief and despair. With solemn authority, Enoch recounted the visions he had seen while in slumber. Surrounded by their tears, he began to speak words of righteousness, rebuking the fallen watchers for their transgressions. "This is the book of righteousness," he declared, "containing the words of reprimand directed at the eternal watchers, as commanded by the Holy Great One through the vision he revealed to me. In the midst of my sleep, I saw these things, and now I speak them aloud with my human tongue, using the breath bestowed upon mankind by the Great One, to communicate and to understand in our hearts. Just as he granted humanity the power to comprehend wisdom, so too has he given me the authority to rebuke the watchers, those once holy children of heaven. I have written out your petition, yet in my vision I saw that your request will not be granted, not now nor ever. Judgment has been passed upon you for all eternity. From this moment forth, you shall never ascend to heaven again. You will remain bound to the earth, confined in its depths for all the days of the world's existence. Before this, you will witness the destruction of your beloved sons. You will find no joy in them. They will perish before your eyes, cut down by the sword. Even if you weep, even if you pray and utter all the words I have written, your pleas for their forgiveness and your own will go unheard. Then, in my vision, I was enveloped by clouds that beckoned me, surrounded by a mist. The stars and lightning propelled me forward, while the winds lifted me, carrying me into the heavens. As I ascended, I approached a towering wall made of pure crystal, encircled by tongues of fire. Fear gripped my heart as I entered through the fiery tongues and beheld a magnificent house made entirely of crystal. Its walls shimmered like the tessellated floor beneath my feet, which also gleamed with that same radiant brilliance. The ceiling above me resembled the vast starry sky, streaked with brilliant flashes of lightning. Between these luminous arcs, fiery cherubim danced and shimmered. The heavens appeared as clear as water, an endless expanse of purity. Flames blazed all around the house, consuming its doors in a fierce inferno. As I stepped inside, I was overwhelmed by the sensations that enveloped me. It felt as hot as fire, yet as cold as ice. Joy had no place here. Only a profound sense of dread filled the air. Fear gripped me, causing my entire body to tremble uncontrollably. In my fear, I collapsed, face down on the ground. As I lay prostrate, my eyes caught sight of another house, even grander than the first. Its enormous gate stood wide open, constructed entirely from flames of fire. The splendor and magnificence of this second house were beyond words, far surpassing anything I could ever describe. The floor of this magnificent dwelling flowed like a river of fire, while above it danced the stars and lightning. The ceiling, too, blazed with intense flames. At the very heart of this grandeur, I beheld a throne, towering and majestic. It gleamed like crystal, its wheels shining like the burning sun, surrounded by cherubim. Streams of fire poured fiercely from beneath the throne, so powerful that I could not bear to look directly at it. Upon that throne sat the great glory. His robe outshone the sun, pure and radiant as the whitest snow. Even the angels could not enter or behold his face, so overwhelming was his majesty and splendor. No mortal could withstand his gaze. Flames encircled him, and a vast fire burned before him, creating an aura of reverence that discouraged any from approaching. Yet there stood before him 10,000 times 10,000, a multitude that required no counsel. The holiest beings remained by his side, never leaving him, neither day nor night. Still trembling, I lay with my face pressed to the ground, unable to move. Then I heard the Lord call to me with his own voice, saying, "Come, Enoch, and listen to my words." One of the holy ones approached me, gently awakening me from my stupor. He lifted me up, guiding me toward the entrance. With my face bowed low, I obeyed his prompt. He spoke to me, his voice strong and resonant. "Do not be afraid, Enoch, righteous man and faithful scribe of truth. Come closer and hear my words. Go and tell the watchers of heaven, who have sent you to plead for them. It is not men who should plead for you, but you who should have interceded for men. Why did you abandon the high, holy, and eternal heaven? Why did you take women as your wives, defiling yourselves with the daughters of men and bringing forth giants, your corrupted sons? Though you were once pure, spiritual beings who lived eternal lives, you have stained yourselves with the blood of women and produced children of flesh. You craved the desires of mortal flesh and blood, much like those who perish and fade away. I provided men with wives so they could bear children, ensuring that nothing was lacking on the earth. But you were not like them. Once you were spiritual beings, destined to live eternally, never meant to face death. Thus, I did not grant you wives, for the spiritual dwell in heaven, not on earth. Now the giants, your offspring, born of spirits and flesh, shall be known as evil spirits on the earth, and this shall be their cursed home. From their bodies, evil spirits have emerged. Their origin lies with you, the fallen watchers. These evil spirits will dwell among men, wreaking havoc upon the earth. This was end of episode 1 out of part 4 of Enoch's story. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, share, and please do comment your opinion. Thank you for watching.